As probably all your faculty and your colleagues and your friends who are alumni have been telling you for years, you are now ready to go out and help people to dream and to achieve their dreams. And this is what I wish for you. It's now my pleasure to introduce this year's student speaker, Aurora Lucas. Aurora is an energetic Filipina American educator who firmly believes in creating safe learning spaces where students can thrive. She finds joy through having meaningful conversations with people from all walks of life. Her visions are set on serving the youth and adults to develop leadership, language, civic engagement, and peace-building skills. She hopes to provide socially just, compassionate, and playful learning opportunities for her current and future students. She's taught students in the USA, Thailand, and is currently living in the heart of rural Costa Rica. Lucky you, Aurora. Please join me in welcoming Aurora Lucas.
Before I begin anything, I usually say one word. Yes! You all are here today. So after I say 1, 2, 3, I'd like for everybody to repeat after me and say yes! So 1, 2, 3. Yes! So welcome, class of 2018, parents, families, faculties, and staff. My name is Aurora Lucas, and it is with great honor to be speaking in front of all of you today. It's amazing to be speaking in front of so many incredible people. This is graduation for SIT Graduate Institute, where I believe my classmates and I can agree that it's truly one of the most special places on earth, hands down. My dear graduates, today you will receive a degree. And it's a very expensive, yet very, very important piece of paper. It has the ability to take you anywhere in this world, and where you go after this ceremony is up to you. It's gonna be a really long journey from now, but what is important is this moment, and to recognize that right now marks another milestone in your life. Look at the people around us today, and realize that we are some of the luckiest people in the world. To obtain this master's degree is a gift to us and still a dream to many, and with great gifts come with great responsibilities. We all came to this school with one common vision: to be conscious professionals and individuals wherever we worked in this world. We wanted to be a positive ray of light instead of someone who causes harm to the communities we are interacting with. I want to take this moment for us to give another round of applause for the class of 2018. You overcame everything coming up to this moment, and you're officially becoming masters in your respective fields. Now, I would like to recognize another very special group of individuals as well. For years, even before many of us got on this campus, they have shown us commitment to this institution, shared their knowledge with us, and saw each one of us for who we truly are. Thank you to all faculty, professors, and staff for believing in us and our dreams, even when things may have gotten dark and strenuous. You challenged each one of us to become better because you saw what we were capable of. So I want all faculty and staff to please stand up for a standing ovation. So I'm going to be honest with you. I felt, just a tiny bit of pressure speaking in front of so many people today. It reminded me of during my first week of the TESOL program, when one of my dearest colleagues, Ang Shuja, who is from Tibet, when he said, "I have never in my life met a native speaker that was nervous of speaking English in front of so many people." The truth really was that I was really intimidated because I admired every single person that was around me in the classrooms and on campus. If you had told the 9-year-old Aurora that she would be partaking in the commencement speech, I would have either giggled or stared at you because I wouldn't have understood any word that you had said. You see, the labels that I come with are first generation, immigrant, minority, low income, and female. These are labels that I've carried with me my whole life, and I've learned that navigating the realities I live through may be different than the people around me. When you cross entire oceans and become an immigrant in the US, no one gives you a guidebook 101 for the challenges you face. We also did not have orientation with PowerPoints telling us what kind of cross-cultural barriers we would run into. While I was growing up in the Philippines, I remember being given this painting with a dream of what the US would look like. It had a white picket fence, people that were super happy, a big house, and it signified a bright future. It sure looked appealing to me and my family. We were not shown the other painting, which is more true to the experience that I've had so far, the painting where families are making ends meet, living in basements, then later upgrading to small one-bedroom apartments and hand-me-down codes. It was only later on that we found out and lived through the narrative that pervaded this country. Immigrants are unwanted and should go back to their own countries because people were afraid. Leaders here come up with narratives infused with fear that immigrants may take other people's jobs, or maybe even a certain group of people pose a threat to the citizens of this nation. From the very beginning, my parents told me not to get discouraged, and what we found was that there are people along the way who would help guide us towards success with their light, love, light, and wisdom. While many parents will move mountains for their children, my parents moved entire countries and oceans so that our family could have food on the table and so that their children could have better education. My father, a high school graduate, worked as a janitor in a factory, and my mother was a domestic caregiver for many years. It was my parents' wildest dreams that their children could have an education in the US, and I decided that the way I would serve this world is to master the English language to teach it to future immigrants and students in underserved communities. I honestly, down to my heart, couldn't have chosen a better school than SIT. This institution taught me how I could teach English in a conscious manner and a vessel for peace and not for destruction. When I was younger and couldn't express my words correctly in English, my intelligence as a human being was pretty much non-existent to many of my peers throughout elementary school. The way my words rolled off my tongue was not American enough, and my classmates thought this was pretty funny. The story I tell you is my own, and it is authentic, but it is not unique. I know that there are millions of immigrants out there who could say that they've had very similar experiences as well. I know that there are people in the audience today who can say that they've had similar experiences. Pursuing this degree as a first-generation Filipino-American student was difficult, but anything worth having never comes easy. There is no one in my family to tell me what graduate school would look like, but SIT gave me a tribe, peers, faculty, and staff that would give a lot of support because they genuinely wanted us to succeed. I honestly thought that grad school meant one more year being in classrooms, more papers, and more learning. It was way more than that. Grad school meant having a safe haven, away from the busyness of life that I left behind in Chicago, where I was making ends meet. Grad school here in the Brattleboro campus meant that I would meet incredible people who, by the end of the year, considered each other family. It also meant a lot of crying, from the pressure of the papers and assignments, and sometimes we didn't even know why we were crying anymore. It also meant a lot of meals in the IC, poetry reading in the basement, a lot of dance parties in the cafe, and so much more. Our SIT family pulled each other through all of the hardships, trials, and a lot of fun times to make sure that we would all succeed and make it to the finish line. When things got really dark and sometimes made it hard to get out of bed, there was a classmate, a faculty member, or a friend who always held the light in the end of the tunnel. We, as students of SIT Graduate Institute, gave up so much in our lives in order to attend this institution. Y'all moved states, countries, gave up a lot of your jobs, left behind families and friends in order to make today, this moment, a reality. What I had found was that we gained so much more than we had left behind. By accepting this challenge, we are now more equipped to make a difference in building a better world we have always dreamed of. Congratulations, class of 2018.